Manchester City 1, Chelsea 0. Good evening, hello, welcome back to another video. City have just beat Chelsea away, away at Stamford Bridge. And we needed that, didn't we? We absolutely did need that. Thank you so much, of course, to all joining the channel right now. Do let me know in the chat, of course, what you're thinking about the game, and I will read out some of your comments. But right now, the only thing that matters is that Manchester City have just beat Chelsea. And honestly, the relief feels huge, doesn't it? It really does. City have been poor recently, and that was a game full of narratives. Now, the big question was Pep right about the system? Or are there still questions to be answered? Does it even matter right now? Because we've got the 3 points, and that maybe is the only thing that actually matters. But I'm sure this debate isn't going to be put to bed. But either way, Neil reckons we all just got schooled by Pep. Maybe we did do. Let's talk about, of course, the overall game. But after we look at the Premier League table, let's get the lay of the land first. And, of course, the stats from this game. This is where we're at. City now, of course, only 5 points behind Arsenal. So that's good. We gained a few points there after what looks like Arsenal running away from it. They still got a very good position, Arsenal, of course, but that looks a little bit better than it did, of course, after the Everton game. Arsenal dropping points against Newcastle and City, gaining a couple of points there, which, of course, is really, really nice. 4 points ahead of Newcastle with a game in hand, too, so you expect City would hopefully pull away from Newcastle a little bit, but United only 4 points behind, of course, well, at the same time. These were the stats from today's game. It was not a great game of football. 53% possession from Manchester City Football Club. 3 shots on target to Chelsea's 2. Pretty even game overall, really. City had 12 shots to their 8. To be honest, the game felt very even and it could have gone either way. City weren't exactly banging the door down, really. But we got the goal, of course, courtesy of Riyad Mahrez in a moment of magic from the substitutes. And then we sort of hanged on after that. I say hanged on, but Chelsea weren't really knocking on the door either. Chelsea were pretty poor and they weren't really offering too much. But City were less poor than Chelsea and we got the victory. And genuinely, I know it's a cliche, but you sort of have to get the 3 points and worry about the football afterwards. And right now, that's where we're at, you know. And that's what we can do. Now, of course, the story was the way that Manchester City lined up. It was a really interesting formation. It was sort of like this. It was, Gundogan was on the other side to De Bruyne there, but it was like this, you know. Back three with Cancelo out wide, Foden out wide, Bernardo and Rodri holding the fort with De Bruyne and Gundogan off Erling Haaland, Vake, Stones and Walker. Often when we didn't have the ball, Rodri would drop back as a defender as well alongside John Stones, which is really interesting. And that first half, it really was not working at all. In fact, I'm going to go far as saying it was fucking abysmal, man. It was so bad. It really was a poor first half of football. It was just not good. It wasn't good. It was bad. It was genuinely bad. It was a bad half of football. And we saw the strangest and rarest of things. We saw a Manchester City side ripped to pieces at halftime. It really was. Guardiola made a whole bunch of changes. He brought on, as you can see, he brought on Akanji and Rico Lewis for Kyle Walker and Joao Cancelo. A penny for their thoughts. 2 senior, established, international, world-class footballers on their day. Ripped off for a £14 million centre-back signing. A good player, don't get me wrong, but still, he was brought in as a backup. And Rico Lewis, an 18-year-old lad from Radcliffe, was brought on to save the day. Imagine how that feels for Walker and Cancelo there, superstar players, but they were straight on the bench, you know? And then as well, it wasn't really working from that point either. We played better from that point onwards, by the way, but Guardiola decided to go a little bit further, and he took off Foden and Bernardo and brought on Mahrez and Grealish, and guess how he ended up? Back how we were the other day, basically. Back to the system that Guardiola trusts a lot more right now, even if it isn't flying right now. So it was a game, basically, of Guardiola going, you've had your fun here, now this isn't working, and I'm going to go back to my way, and my way worked. But I would argue that even though his way worked in the end, it didn't work that well. We still weren't particularly great, and the football wasn't great. But does it matter? Does it actually matter? That's not a rhetorical question. It's a question where I'm curious to see what you guys think. Does it actually matter? Probably it doesn't. Eventually it will do. We'll have to play better football at some point. But maybe it doesn't matter, you know. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe, you know, the 3 points are all that matters right now. The interesting thing for me is Guardiola implying before the game that he changed this because this is what the fans want. He said this. He said, everybody asked for this Man City lineup. I follow my fans. To be fair, Pep, we didn't ask for that. We didn't ask for Cancelo and Walker on the right. We really didn't. We asked for a bit of width, but not like that, man. Like, either way, I'm not sure Guardiola's been serious there. He tried something different, which you got to admire, but maybe it wasn't the right players for that system. If Sterling was available, you know, as a proper winger and so on, maybe it would have worked, but either way, it's interesting what Guardiola says after the game. Apparently, he's being interviewed right now, so I'll see if any comments come out from Guardiola. Of course, I'll let you know if he says anything. We'll read it, but I am happy with the performance in terms of getting the 3 points. I've got to give credit to some players. I don't think we played well, by the way, but I'm happy with the victory. The players that I think will walk off the pitch with their head held high. John Stones was fucking immense. John Stones is a world-class centre-back, and he was buzzing. He must be buzzing at full time because he had an immense performance. Honestly, right now, he's our best centre-back. He's probably the best in the world. At his peak, John Stones is he's phenomenally good. He really is. He was incredible. Looking through the team, Rico Lewis must be buzzing to come on as well. He came on and helped change the game, controlling midfield for us, and he's potentially a starter for City right now. I mean, Rico Lewis, fair fucking play to him. And Grealish, of course, with another assist, a beautiful assist from Riyad Mahrez. Though I'm not trying to be negative here, I do feel like Kepa could have stopped that. I don't know why he didn't, but it's a lovely pass either way. A beautiful pass to the back post, and Mahrez, of course, getting the winner. Guardiola would have felt justified that his substitutions in Akanji and Rico and Grealish and Mahrez changed the game. They really did. And right now, as Esteemed just said in the comments, Lewis is better than Walker right now. And to be honest, I'm a little bit worried about Kyle Walker. I thought his performance was diabolically bad. It was really bad, man. I know he's not fully fit yet, but it was poor. It was really poor from Kyle Walker. I mean, one particular moment with the throw-in where he just launched it at Bernardo Silva really aggressively and gave the ball away. It was really strange. It was bad. It was sloppy as well. And Cancelo, maybe he's got a chance to feel a little bit aggrieved. Cancelo, of course, isn't, he's not a right winger, and maybe he would have felt that he was out of position. And he actually did have one or two decent moments, and maybe he was sort of sacrificed for the system. But either way, I think Cancelo probably would want to be back on the left, maybe potentially at left back, but he wasn't there. Ake had a good game again. Defensively solid. Akanji did. Who else? Eddie was alright, Rodri was fine. KDB was poor. He was again. That's 2 games in a row where KDB's had stinkers now, and he was bad actually, KDB. He had a really poor game. Haaland just not really involved at all. Haaland, we know, can ghost unless we get him involved, and we've got to create chances for him, man. He had an incredible bit of movement to try and create himself a chance, and Gundogan fed him. He's not quite with it, though. I actually agree with Dietrich. Said he's a little off the pace, Haaland, at the moment. Just half a step behind everything he is. Hopefully, we see a little bit of, sharpness. And maybe we see Alvarez on Sunday. Maybe we do. But I do wish we'd see a little bit more from Foden as well. Now, I feel a little bit for Foden because he needs a bit of game time, and maybe I'm showing my bias here, but Foden did have a stinker, to be fair. He didn't get many touches, and when he did, he kind of was a little bit sloppy. Maybe he needs to find rhythm too, because players do. But maybe this was someone else I'd be a little bit more critical. Maybe I'm showing my bias towards Foden here because I think he's a great player and I love him. But I can admit that he didn't play well. He didn't. And there was a potential Foden issue there. I don't really know what's going on with Foden and Guardiola, but Foden right now, I mean, he was hooked. He was hooked. That's the only way I can put it, man. He was hooked, and Guardiola, he swung the axe at Foden and Bernardo, and Grealish and Mahrez came on. But ultimately, I am not really happy with a night's football. I am happy with the result, but I do think even though we were right to make the changes and we went back to the system that Guardiola preferred, I still don't think we played really well. I think Chelsea were shite, even being honest. Chelsea played a really young team, and Chelsea got loads of injuries, and they brought on a bunch of academy lads and so on, and a bunch of kids, and I still think City were really scrappy, and as good as it was to get the 3 points, we're going to have to get better than that. We are going to have to get better than that, because it just wasn't good football. It was poor in the first half. In fact, it was clueless in the first half, and the second half was a little bit better, and then we just sort of went through the game and eventually got there and got the 3 points. And look, I trust in Pep and all that stuff, and I'm sure Pep will fix it, but right now there are question marks, and I don't think it's unfair for City fans to point out that there are question marks about this team. There are, we have to play better, we have to play better because we've got some big games coming up. Grealish, by the way, said about his assist. He said, I put my head down to cross it, and straight away I'm thinking Erling's got to be there somewhere. Well, it wasn't Erling, mate. It wasn't Erling. It was Jack. It was Mahrez. And to be honest, Jack was buzzing for the assist as well. He was really happy with the assist. You could tell he really cares about his status at the moment. But fair fucking play to him. I'm buzzing for Jack. And I still want to see him in a team where he gets someone overlapping him. Because I think there was a couple of moments where De Bruyne went on the outside of Jack, and I think he really appreciated that. To me, I want to see Bernardo on the left and De Bruyne on the right of midfield, and those two going round Grealish and Foden on the right. That's what I want to see personally. But either way, I'm buzzing for Jack Grealish. He deserved that assist, and he's got 3 assists in his last 3 games now, and of course that is massive right now. It really is, and he needs that for his confidence, and I'm really happy. I'm trying to see if any. I've tried to see if there's any Guardiola quotes yet. I've not really seen it. Yeah, I actually thought this, to be honest. I saw this as well. Jack said it was weird because I was speaking to Riyad inside and he thought the keeper would get it, and so did I. I actually agree. I think keeper should have stopped that, to be honest. I'm glad he didn't, but I think Kepa was just... Why didn't he stop it? Like, he should have just put his hand out and stopped it. It wasn't a particularly great... Like, I think that was actually a goalkeeping mistake. And it's weird to see Grealish actually say that, because I didn't want to sound too critical of Grealish, but I thought the same. I think that should have been... That was a goalkeeping mistake, in my opinion. Like, he should have put his hand out and stopped that, but he sort of let it go past him. Guys, thanks for all the people watching the video, by the way. Please do hit the subscribe button. I need 1 more for 850. I need 50 more for 65... No, 150 for 65,000. And let's get the likes up while we're on the video. Come on, you can all do it. Let's get a like for every Pep substitution. Let's get to 150 likes. You guys, I want to see it surge up. You can do it. But yeah, overall, it was a decent performance after a shocking performance. You have to just win the game, so don't you? I mean, look at this from John Stones here, by the way. Look at these stats. He registered the most touches, the most completed passes, the most final third entries, and the most duels won. Also, 100% of his headers were won and 98% pass accuracy. I mean, that's quite remarkable, isn't it? That's quite remarkable for John Stones, from a remarkable footballer. Honestly, right now, he is our best. He's our best centre back. And I love it. He should be playing every single week as a centre back. You know, not a right back or anything like that. He should be playing there because he's momentous. He's huge, and he's world class. He really is world class. But that is John Stones for you, isn't it? So, how you all feel? What's your verdict? What's your rating out of 10? I'll read some comments out. Like, rate that game out of 10? For me, it was a 5. It was an average performance, which is fine. 5.5 maybe. 6 being all right, you know. So I would say probably 5 average. An average is not bad. It's not poor, but it was okay. Akanji was good, actually. Yeah, Olivier, I'll give you that. Akanji was good when he came on. I'll give him the credit there. I think it was all right. It was fine. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. And I can take that right now. But we do need to be better. We do need to be better. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes, won't we? We'll have to see how it goes and how we perform, because we've got a lot to learn from this game of football, you know. We have an awful lot to learn. Fingers crossed we will. We will learn some lessons from this. And I said 3 out of 4 first half, 6 out of 7, 6 or 7 second half. I agree. So that probably averages around the 5. Result of 9, performance of 6 is Brandon. Hello to Tommy. As Tommy says as well, like the video. I do agree with like the video. Rico says Jarhead. Rico, by the way, like, such a smart footballer, man. Such a smart footballer, Rico Lewis. I mean, he really is coming into his own element at the moment, isn't he? I'm buzzing for Rico Lewis. I mean, such intelligent, wonderful footballer. And he's making himself essential for Guardiola, because I think he helps us recycle the ball so well. Kyle saying the result was good, but I don't know if I'll ever be comfortable watching this team when they only have a 1-goal lead. Yeah, it feels that way, doesn't it? KDB is an interesting situation. Does KDB play the weekend? I think he gets rested, you know. KDB, he looks knackered. His radar's... When KDB's tired, his radar is off, so maybe he needs a rest or something like that, because he's better than that. We know he's better than that, man. Like, he is better than that. That was poor from KDB, and it was sloppy. Like, KDB can be sloppy, you know, he can be, but we want more from KDB, don't we? Maybe Haaland will be rested too. Maybe we'll see quite a few changes. What do we want to see at the weekend? Alvarez come back in. Maybe Cole Palmer will start the game as well. I think we might see quite a Foden. Maybe it'll be Palmer, Alvarez, and Foden as a forward line. Maybe it'll be that. It'll be interesting to see, won't it? But that wasn't good. Chelsea looked poor, by the way. Like, that's why I'm not that impressed by the result. I think Chelsea, I mean, look, it was good that we got the win, but Chelsea were poor. Like, it's you know, it's by the way, I saw this on Twitter here. By the way, I'll go over to Twitter. Like, David Priest reckons. Oh, maybe he shouldn't. Maybe he shouldn't have stopped it. This is interesting. David Priest's goalkeeper. He's talking a little bit. Here we go. He's talking about should he stopped it. Nisky said Kepa should have dealt with that coming across the 6. Doesn't even look to cut the ball out when he should be looking to defend the space. I agree. But then he said here, there's a better angle behind the goal. I can't find, but Kepa starts in a good position, square on the ball. But as soon as Grealish commits contact, his left foot opens out, making it impossible to dive at an angle to cut out the ball. So it's poor goalkeeping, apparently. Like, he shouldn't be leading with that foot. It should be the other way around. Yeah, he should stop that, though, by the way. He really should do. I am not going to complain, though. I'm not going to complain because Manchester City won. But it did feel like a goalkeeping mistake. So we got a little bit lucky there, maybe. It's a lot of work for Pep to do, isn't it? A really lot of work for Pep to do. Genuinely. Genuinely loads. Guardiola said this. He said about his substitutions. He said he's a genius. Guardiola said, I'm a genius. There we go, Pep. I love sarcastic, passive-aggressive Pep, by the way. I fucking love it. I'm going to try and find the quote right now. I've just read it on Twitter. Who said it? Mike, there we go. BBC journalist reporting it. Look at this. He says, I'm a genius on his substitutions. That is Pep for you, isn't it? Oh, Pep. I mean, obviously, that is very tongue-in-cheek, of course. I mean, it's not. He probably actually believes it, but it's funny from Guardiola. What's going on with Foden, everyone? What do you reckon? I mean, Foden, we've got a Foden issue, haven't we? We have. We can't really deny it. I fucking really, 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 really hope Foden finds his form again, because at the moment right now it's not there, is it? It isn't there, and to me, give me some positive energy, this Tolly. All right, should I go positive? Right, I'll go over to the chats now. 1 second. So Tolly wants some positive energy. All right, where's Tolly's comment there? Okay, so I'll find an ultra positive slant on this. My ultra positive slant on this is that I do think Manchester City will get better. I do think they will do. I think Guardiola is very much aware that City right now aren't playing particularly great football. But I do think, all things being said, City, you've got another gear to go, which I do think we'll find, because I think we have to find it. And I think Arsenal are playing currently at the maximum of their capabilities. So things being said, I think City will improve. And I can't imagine Arsenal getting much better. I think Guardiola will find a way to optimise these players. I think, of course, the positive slant is that I think Haaland can get better. De Bruyne definitely can get better. I'm expecting Foden to find his form again at some point. Grealish has started to find some assists. Haaland will get his sharpness back a little bit. Rico Lewis is, of course, incredibly encouraging. And I really like the fact that Guardiola seems to be, he's very aware of the mistakes at the moment. Like, he tried something because it wasn't working. And I don't think Guardiola looks at that tonight and goes, that was perfect. I think he's testing his squad. And I think usually if Guardiola's testing his squad, he's going to get a reaction of some sort. And you can see from the players that came on today, Akanji, Lewis, Grealish, Mahrez, they changed the game and improved the game, and I'm hoping that the people that came off, they'll learn a lesson or two from this. So there's my positive energy. As much as it's difficult right now, I don't think this system can get much worse, but I do think Guardiola can find a way to get it better. And ultimately, City do tend to improve towards the business end of the season. We do, and we have to tweak it a little bit more. But that is my positive slant on the game, really, there. I think it is. I think it's tempting to feel like it'll get worse and worse and worse. But usually Guardiola does fix it. It does fix it usually. And I think he will. I don't think it's fair to say Dele Alli with Foden. I think like he's been... Look, I'm sorry, I just laughed at Jack Grealish quote. He distracted me. Look at this quote here. I fucking love Jack Grealish. I didn't think I was coming on. Then Riyad said, Jack, you're coming on. And I was like, oh, buzzing. See you later. I fucking love him, man. I absolutely love him. Oh, I love this man. I'll do it right now. He really is a golden retriever, isn't he? I love the man. I really do. Where's the adorable emoji, man? Where's the one? Where is it? I'm just typing it right now. Where's the one I'm on about? It's not on here, is it? Is it? Where is it? You know the one where it's just like a little... He really is. There we go. He's a golden retriever of a man. I bloody love him. He's adorable. He's just such good vibes, man. He's good energy. But we have to get better, don't we? We have to get better. Gundo and Bernardo suspects today. I think, to be honest, I thought Gundo had some good moments. I think Gundo needs to be optimised a little bit better. It's going to be interesting to see how we unfold. It really is. I can't really play the interview, Jeff. I don't think it can because it'll be copyrighted footage, and I'll get in trouble. Yeah, Sky or BT will pick up or whatever, and I don't want to get the channel in trouble personally. Foden needs a new position, says Samir. Samir, my mate, is it the Samir? I think it is. Foden is in a weird space. Yeah, I actually agree with Daniel. I don't really think the tactics helped Foden today. I don't think he did well when he got the ball anyway, but I don't think the tactics helped Foden. Then maybe that's not an excuse. Maybe he has to be better. Maybe he has to be. Samir, man, Happy New Year, pal. Me and Nicola say we want to come to New York on one day. I hope you're good anyway, man. Fingers crossed you will do. But I do think we need a little bit more. What is the solution? I don't know what it is. I'll trust Guardiola to do it. This is a lovely live from Guardiola, by the way. Look at this. Guardiola. This is a great little live from Guardiola. I'm going to show you right now. It's very poetic. Very poetic. Guardiola said, when you compete with the past, you're always going to lose because memories are nicer than reality. Wow, Pep. That is fucking deep, man. That is good. That is deep. And it's very true. I mean, things will never live up to the past because it's just true. It's very true. Things always feel better than they were because nostalgia just takes things. I do think we can be better than we are. But that's a lovely, lovely quote. Very, very romantic and very, just ethereal from Pep Guardiola. I love it. It's true, and he's right. Nostalgia does taint things, and look, City as well. Even when we won the titles, have had games like this and spells like this where we've just had to win dirty, and then confidence has kicked in. And to be honest, winning breeds winning, and winning breeds confidence. And all it usually takes is one player to find a bit of form, which then ignites a little bit of energy in another player, and then they find a bit more confidence. And to be honest, and things can change just that quickly, you know. I'm going to try and find some more quotes from the press conference. He said, I wanted to put Riyad on in the first half versus Chelsea. I felt so sorry for Joao because he's struggling in not his natural position. I'm glad he pointed that out, by the way, because I didn't want him to throw Cancelo under the bus a little bit. And he's right to say that because Cancelo tried. I actually didn't think Cancelo was that bad, to be honest. I think that was right to point that out. We needed it. We didn't need it. We did need Riyad. We did need someone more natural at wide, be it Bernardo, Riyad, Foden, whoever. But I'm glad he didn't throw Cancelo under the bus there a little bit. I would love to see Cancelo back at left back again. I know he can be a bit of a liability defensively, but he is so creative on that side, and we do probably need to see a bit more of that. But Pep is very talkative after this game. I'm very fascinated to see how things start to unfold a little bit, you know, because Pep is aware of, what we need to do. Guardiola did say, by the way, he said, we didn't play good in the first half. I'll show you here. Second half was miles better than we thought, incredibly. It was better. It was better. I don't think it was perfect, but it was much better in that second half. It really was. And but ultimately, I mean, maybe I'm being too negative. Like, what do we all reckon? Someone's just said in the comments, like, why are we acting like we'd lost? And to be fair, I don't think we have. I mean, yeah, Elias said, why is the vibe feel like we lost? Game at Stamford Bridge will always be difficult, and 1-0 will take every single day. You know what? You're right, mate. I think it's the context because we haven't been playing great recently, but you're right. A 1-0 victory away at Chelsea is good. I am happy with the score, but the performance was, it wasn't great. But you're right at the same time to say that maybe we should take a little bit more joy from this game, and I think that's probably fair. I think it is fair. Chelsea, of course, not looking too great right now, by the way. Some more quotes from Guardiola. We didn't play good. I admire and thank you to Joao and Rodri for not playing their positions, but we decided to play a lineup that adapts to their lineup. Second half was miles better in all departments. So we played that way basically to adapt to Chelsea, which is interesting. But we got to be a bit better than that, I guess, because if we're going to play to Chelsea that way, that wasn't really... It didn't work. But to be honest, the thing that I liked and what I really liked was the quick changes. Guardiola usually changes things really late, but he was brutal here. And I like that, man. Like half-time substitutions tactically and changing it up. We need that. We need more of that because sometimes I feel like Guardiola holds on to an idea a little bit too long. But this time, maybe it was so bad that he was never going to hold on to it, man. Maybe it was. But I'm glad he pointed that out. We need more of those changes quickly, by the way. Any more quotes from him? No, not yet. I will let you know, of course. Yeah, of course I follow City Extra on Twitter. They're great. Freddie does a great job updating there, man. They are the aggregator of choice, aren't they? Them and City Report and so on. They get all the quotes quickly. Rico changed the game, according to Guardiola. He did indeed. I mean, that's fascinating from Guardiola talking about Rico. Let me just find the exact quote people talking about on Twitter. I mean, Rico right now is like he's the guy, isn't he? He really is. He's the guy. Yeah, like he's just the man, isn't he? He's the man, Rico Lewis. He fucking is. Like, what a fucking man. Like, he really is. Like, Rico comes into the team. He's just taking, like, he's just demanding a shirt at the moment. He really is. Guys, let's get the likes up, by the way. Let's get to 200 likes. But Rico Lewis, I mean, what do we all do for Sunday, by the way? Like, what team do you want to pick? I mean, should we try and build a team right now? Should we build a lineup for Sunday? We'll do it together. I think there's going to be loads of changes. I think Guardiola will make changes because Chelsea are going to make changes too, by the way. They are, absolutely. And we know they are. They're going to play very different. They're going to do a very different system, Chelsea. We'll build the team together now. I mean, it's going to be something like Ortega might start. Do you think Ortega will start? I think so. Ortega, who's going to start? Maybe Walker starts, you know. I think he starts Walker and Cancelo because they need to play it. Does anyone else think that? I think Walker and Cancelo need the minutes, and Enrico Lewis is on the fucking bench, which is mad, to head to start the next game. But I think it's going to be that. I think Phillips starts. Rodri gets a rest. I got a feeling Palmer might start. I think Foden. Foden will play here, I reckon. And Alvarez up front. That means Bernardo, I think, will play personally. Do we all agree with this so far? Gomez, maybe. I've got a feeling Cancelo and Walker are going to start, though. Who do we play in defence? Akanji. If Laporte's available, yeah, I agree with that, actually. If Laporte's available, because he might be available for the game. Something like this, then Bernardo, maybe. I think Bernardo will probably start. And then Gundo, potentially. It could be something like that. Because I think Haaland, De Bruyne, probably Rodri. We will probably see a whole bunch of changes. I think it'll be something like this, potentially. I mean, you look at the bench today. Well, yeah, the bench is scrolling down right now. Ortega's going to play. Phillips will play. I think Grealish will be rested. Alvarez will play. Gomez, maybe. But where does Gomez play? Because I think he wants Cancelo minutes. It's difficult. I think it'll be something like this at the weekend. And like it's very hard to say, isn't it? Oh, it's difficult, man. It's difficult. Maybe Gomez might play in the middle, yeah, to try something new. Wilson Ezran could get a go, but I think Cancelo and Walker are going to play because they need those minutes, man. They need fitness. You've got to find a way to get, Walker and Cancelo up to speed because of Kyle Walker and Joao Cancelo. We need them. We need them. We need them at the best. And right now, we're not even close to it. I mean, look at this. Look at this quote here, by the way, about Rico Lewis. In last games, Rico has the ability to make his mates play better. He knows exactly when to go inside and what to do. He changed the game. Wow. I mean, Kanji was good. Kyle also finished half really good after a long time. Ooh, that's damning with faint praise there. But that is huge praise, isn't it? It really is. Like, I mean, he's a starter now. He's an absolute starter, isn't he? I think Palmer's going to start, by the way, the weekend. I actually agree with Horsu in the comments there. Any more quotes? Guardiola talked about Stones, an extraordinary World Cup. He held the ball perfectly. He's playing the best level since he arrived at City. And when he's stable in his head and his mood is good, he's excellent. That's interesting, isn't it? Stable in his head and his mood is good. There was a lot about Stones having a tough breakup. Remember, a few years ago, apparently he had a really tough breakup and that affected him a little bit. But right now he's stable in his head and his mood is good and he's playing really fucking good football. Stones right now is extraordinarily good. He really is. He's absolutely good mood FC, yeah. But either way, like right now, Stones' football is just stupidly good. It really is, and he's our best option. He really fucking is. But guys, I'm going to leave it there because I want to go and see my son because I've been away from him for a few hours, and when he's only 11 weeks old, you want to go and see your baby boy, you just do. I want to go and give my wife a cuddle. I want to go and see my son Ruben because I miss him. But thank you for watching this video. I will be live tomorrow. I might do the 5 things learned, and I also might do a City social and chat about the game as well. You're all fucking awesome. I will catch you all in bits. Like this video. Please do hit the subscribe button. Let's get the subscribers up. And can we see like a whole like surge right now on the video? And can you all subscribe to the channel? Well, it is massively appreciated. But you're all wonderful, you're all beautiful. Ultimately, my final thoughts on this game were that it wasn't a classic. I think there are question marks still to be answered. I think Pep was right to change it. I'm glad Pep did change it. I still think the football isn't perfect. Happy for Rico Lewis, Grealish and Mahrez. Stone's wonderful, Akanji good. But City still look a little bit predictable. We still don't look like we fully found our system and formation yet. But still, 3 points are absolutely the only thing that matter right now. And we got them. We are closing on Arsenal. And I think City still have got reasons to feel positive, even if it wasn't a wonderful game. But guys, you're all wonderful, you're beautiful, you're fantastic. I'll catch you tomorrow for 5 Things Learned in the Morning. I might try and go live as well for some City fans and have a chat about the game. Good night, subscribe, you're beautiful, up the Blues.